Oh, hey guys. How's it going? See if there's anybody even gonna show up. I'm just lonely, guys. And I want to thank everyone that has shown me such great love and support over the past week. I do. I want to thank every one of you. This is the roughest time I've ever had in my life. And I'm trying to be strong. I'm just heartbroken. And I miss her so much. And I'm lonely. It says it's live, but I don't even know if I have reception where people can even hear what I'm saying. Hi, Beagles. How are you? Wind my window up so everybody doesn't get drowned out by that train. I'm around, Beagles. I'm around. Just heartbroken, lonely, missing her more than anything in the world. I don't even know what I did to kick myself there. Like first time I've done StreamYards on my phone, so if things are a little messed up on the broadcast, sorry guys. Thank you, Beagles. I'm just glad she's not suffering anymore. Hi, JKMA. How are you? Oh, I know she's watching over me. I know she is. I feel her here with me. I do. I'm just lonely. We used to laugh, talk, cuddle. Just, I truly believe she adored me just as much as I adored her. Oh, hey, Jen. Wow. She was just such a big part of my life. Never met a woman like her before. She had the strongest will out of anyone I've ever met in my life. That's the only solace I have, Jen, is that she's not hurting anymore, that she's not in pain. She suffered so much. so much, and she didn't deserve any of it. JKMA, tell him I said thank you. Hey, conspiracy media, how you doing? Beagles, I, I was privileged. I was. I got the privilege to be her man, and I'm gonna cherish every moment I ever had with her. I went over to her channel night before last and was watching some of her old live streams because I miss her and I just want to hear her voice. And I came across the live stream that was the very first time I had ever been on one of her lives. And it was me and her and Uncontrollable and a few other people. But it was 4 hours that I was on that panel with her, laughing and smiling. And I'm so glad those videos are still up to be able to see that. Yeah, that was the first time I actually went more than 20 minutes without breaking down. And I'm a little better today, but I'm still not good. I am Jinwao, and her daughter is one of her daughters is trying to get into contact with YouTube to see if they can't get the account information so that she can turn it over to me, and I'm just going to keep everything up, and I want to make sure it stays up. I want people to be scrolling through random stuff on YouTube 15 years from now and come across some of her live streams to see who she was. Because she truly was one of the greatest people I've ever met. Hey, QLD. Yeah, I'm gonna have a friend of mine because I don't have YouTube Premium. I'm gonna have a friend of mine download them for me and uh, try to burn them onto a DVD. That way, I can actually have hard copies of them. And I'm gonna try to see if I can't figure out a way to download all the short little 30-second voice messages that she sent through text and everything, because we talked every day. I told her every day how much I loved her. Yes, Jen, wow. I actually met Morbid through Tank Boy's live streams because I used to always go over there when he was live all the time. I used to always go over there and hang out on his streams for hours at a time. And I met her through his chat and talked to her a few times. And then one day she put up a panel that's titled "I'm Bored," and I was bored out walking around. Didn't really have anything to do, so I jumped on the panel and talked with her for 4 hours. And then after that, talked to her in Tank's chats. Me and Tank trolled her panel one time. There was a time where she was having issues with her internet connection, and me and Friends in Code were up there, and we basically just took over her panel because she couldn't keep connection long enough to be on, and it was highly entertaining. And how we wound up getting together was she asked me one night while she had a panel and I was down in the chats. She asked me if I was single and then asked me for my email address. And that's how it started. I, you know, that's amazing, Jen. Wow. It's I'm not sure what pictures I'd want to use yet. It's been hard for me. I mean, it really has, guys. I I seeing her pictures like her picture's the lock screen on my phone, and it has been for I think since a month after we got together, after she moved in, and seeing that and her stuff at the house, and it pains me. It's hard for me to be home because like our bedroom still smells like her, and everywhere I look in the house, it's there's something there to remind me of her. Hi Carl, how you doing? Guys, I'm not trying to bum everyone out or sit around bumming. I'm just lonely right now. My heart's broken. I lost the love of my life. Okay, Jen, well, send me an email. It's my email is just notably nova@gmail.com. She didn't want to have a service or a memorial. And so when people are asking about where to send flowers or donations and stuff, there's not a place. I mean, I'm talking to her. I've been talking to her daughters because her they've been handling most of it because they're her daughters. It's her family, and I would like to let them make all her final decisions. And I that's why my videos are posted. And right, the reason I posted those videos is there for to memorialize her, so that people can leave their comments for what they thought of her, and how much they cared for her, and that. And I want people to see how much we loved each other, because we did. Our love was a beautiful thing. Like, it's amazing the support you guys have been giving me. I I never thought we had made this kind of impression on people. I mean, I knew that she would have a lot of people out there praying for her and thinking about her because her channel is up for a long time and she's had a lot more content than I ever had. I just the love you guys have shown me, it's amazing. And I really do want to thank every one of you. Thank you, no thanks. I'm just sad, guys. I, it's hard to believe she's gone. And at the same time, it hurts to think that, it's a blessing she's gone because she's not suffering like she was. I know I'm going to be haunted for the rest of my life watching the light go out of her eyes. Oh, I've made a very solemn vow, and I know that you shouldn't speak those kind of things, but I know that for the rest of my days, I have to do everything absolutely right. I have to be the best person I possibly can to guarantee that I wind up where she is. I just, I don't know what to do. Yeah, good night, no thanks, or Doug, or you take care, man. All right, Doug. It was nice getting up on Chuck's panel earlier and talking to him for a bit. That helped. He had me laughing, showing the videos of delivering pizza. Like that was nice. He helped me. I talked to him a couple days ago on the phone, and that really helped. Thank you, QLD. And yeah, that's all I want. I just want all the people whose lives that she touched to remember her, because I'll never forget her. And I just never thought it would end like this. And I know she loved you all. I know she did. I mean, there's people that truly have just no idea how much she cared for him and how much she enjoyed talking to him. I just know that the world didn't have enough time with her. You know, I want, I just don't want people to know who she was. You guys want to do me a favor? Just do something for me that would just, I know it would warm my heart. I know it would warm hers too. You guys just spam the chat with purple hearts for a little bit. Purple was her favorite color. Well, hey, Beat, how you doing, buddy? You guys are amazing. Yeah, take care, Doug. I'm just, I don't know what to do with myself, guys. I know, Beat. I know. It's really hard. 'Cause I cried for Sarah too. I had love for Sarah. She was a wonderful gal herself. You don't have to, QLD. I do very much appreciate it. Because, yeah, I support all of you. I consider all of you guys friends. I talk to most of you all the time. We're in the chats. I see you guys in the chats. I always try to say hi. I just, a lot of times chats are moving too fast, but I do. I see you guys everywhere. Okay, QLD. Just lost. Like, It's just hard to believe it was as quick as it was. They found it in mid-July. Just just a little, right around 60 days. I hope all of you guys have seen the videos that I've been posting. Just because I want you guys to go have a minute with her, a few moments with her, just to see who she was. Like, I'll never forget her laugh. I'll never forget her smile. I will say something to you guys that'll probably make you all laugh. I actually drove for a half hour talking to my phone, not knowing if anybody was in the chat or not because I was driving and I'm not able to read the comments when I'm driving. And when I pulled in and parked where I'm at, because that's why it titled it a cruise and maybe a chat, when I pulled in and parked here and looked at my phone, I realized I hadn't gone live yet. I just had it all set up. But yeah, I would never wish this on anyone. Right? Even the people that are behind the scenes pulling the strings that are destroying our world as we're watching. I wouldn't wish any of that. I wouldn't wish this on them. I would never wish this on anyone because I know even if the person that I loathe the most, that I believe the most would deserve something like this, I would never wish it on them because of the fact that I know somewhere they'd leave a family member sitting feeling like I feel. Well, good way to get yourself blocked out of a chat. I'm not playing any of that. I'm not gonna play anything tonight. I had someone earlier today tell me that I need to just man the fuck up because of the way I've been feeling. And I think that's the worst thing I've ever had told to me. And that person's very, very lucky that they're in Hawaii and not they weren't face to face with me. Because I'll tell you right now, tell me to man the fuck up all you want. You have no clue who I am and what I've just went through. You know, ain't nobody out there who's had to hold the love of their life's hand and watch the life leave their fucking body, the light leave their eyes. Ain't nobody out there that's ever experienced that gonna tell somebody to man the fuck up 4 days after it happens. I mean, it ain't even been 4 full days. Hey, Angel Kasik, how you doing, man? That's good. I'm trying to be okay. Just trying to move on. Well, not move on, but trying to keep moving because I'll never move on. That much I know. She truly was the love of my life. And I don't know what I'm going to do without her. It's hard not to, Carl. It really is. Talking with her daughters has helped ease some of that, but it's hard to not beat myself up because I did everything I could for her. Everything. Things I'll never even talk about. That no matter what I did everything, every last thing I could for her, and it just wasn't enough. It took her so fast. Hi, Betty Queen Bee. It's just hard. There's so many things I wanted to do with her, and now the only thing I want to do is just hold her one last time. Not talk, not anything. Just hold her. Shit, beat. It's gonna be more than just a long weekend. I actually have to work Saturday. I'm scheduled to work Saturday. I already missed a couple days, and luckily the place I work for, the people I work with are just their family. Like the owner of it's just the three of us. It's the owner, the manager, and I. And the owner's lives lives about 2.5 hours away from the store. He usually works 3 days a week. He took on an extra day and is gonna actually take on an extra day if I need it to work my Saturday for me. But I don't need another day of just driving around feeling lost. At least the 4 hours at work will keep me distracted. You outbeat. You have a good night, brother, and much love, man. It's been a while since we talked, and you're a good man, man. I just wish I knew what to say, what to talk about. Hi, Carla. Everybody, if you get a chance, go over to Carla and Friends channel and watch the video that she put out for Morbid. That was the most touching thing I've ever seen. I when I saw it, I broke down. I did. I won't lie. I broke down and I bawled for a good hour, hour and a half after that. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was because it was so touching. Carla was one of Morbid's good friends. So show her a little bit of love and appreciation, please. That's it's it's all good. That's yeah, that's just let me know when you're gonna do it and I'll keep my eye out because I am sub to you, QLD. And you have a good night, man. Much love, brother. I know you do, Carla. The love you put into that video was amazing. And it's your video. You keep it. I've got my own private stuff that I won't share because it was intimate stuff with us. And I believe it was hard to make. I really do. I had planned on having a friend of mine help me get the edit together to put one out. But after seeing yours, I need to make sure I go back through the videos I uploaded today and post the link to your video because I I know I couldn't make one better. Carla, I still haven't stopped crying. And I know she did. And I loved her. I'm just absolutely devastated, guys. I'm happy I had her. I'm forever indebted to her. I really am. Because all I wanted to do was make her happy. And I believe I did. It didn't sound, Carla, it didn't sound like it was end of life. It didn't. Well, we talked to the doctors. I was with her with all her doctor appointments, and she straight up asked her doctor if it was gonna if she was gonna die, and the doctor told her, no, we can't say that, and that was at the end of July. We tried to keep it quiet because it wasn't put forward like it was a she only had so little time left, and it went so fast. She was a very strong woman, Carla. And I'm sorry it came out as Unfortunately, she doesn't get that chance now, Carla, and it's sad. I've been talking to her daughters every day, and it hurts so much that this is how I get to know them. And I'm sorry, Carla. I am. I didn't have that kind of time invested with her. I'd only known her for a year and a half. And we were only together for 8.5 months, 9 months, 8.5. Yeah, about 8.5 months. And I'm sorry you had to find out that way, Carla. I am. They're they're doing okay. I mean, they're heartbroken. They are absolutely heartbroken, but they're handling it pretty good. I talked with her eldest daughter for 4 hours last night, and that's what's actually helping is talking with her daughters. It's helping all of us because me and her oldest, we talked about her and we shared stories and we had some laughs and smiles, and it's nice because I know that they keep telling me how much they appreciate me for what I did for her, and I just I feel so sorry for them. I know she was my significant other, and this is incredibly hard on me, but I couldn't grasp what it'd be like to lose your mother and under these kind of circumstances. Coherent thing she said to me was, "I love you," and that it warmed my heart. She's such a wonderful woman. I know, Carla. I know. I never wanted to say goodbye. Hell, she was supposed to outlive me. I mean, I know, Carla. That's why I shared them. That's why I mean, those were videos that when she was still around. I've had those videos for a long time because I was never gonna post them because she told me she'd kick my ass if I posted them, and I wasn't gonna do it because I wasn't gonna offend her. But now that she's gone, seeing those videos, I had to share them because they show exactly who she was. No, she was in the hospital about 9.5 hours. That's how long she was in the hospital. And called the ambulance Sunday night. She absolutely was. She had the strongest will of any person ever. I don't want to make you cry, Carla, but this I have to put out here because this is one thing that's got me as tore up as I am. When it came to her final moments, I was my father and I were both there. We were both holding her hands. I had her daughters on duo so they could talk to her. And when they unplugged her, when they unhooked her from everything, when they unhooked her, she held on for over an hour afterwards. She held on until my phone died. And like my phone died and the nurse hand grabbed me a charger and plugged it into the monitor, the computer monitor. And I plugged my phone back in and I tried to turn my phone back. I turned my phone back on, hit duo to get her daughters right back, and my phone died again. And my phone died and I looked at my phone because I was holding her hand and I looked at my phone and that's when she went and I felt like I failed her. It did. Oh, I know she was loved by many. Know that what it was she held on until that phone died and until my dad looked at me, I looked at my phone and her daughters weren't there and she didn't want any of us to see her go. And that's what she held on for. 5 minutes before she went, the doctor came in and said, "Well, it looks like we're gonna have to check her in because she's holding steady." And then the doctor walks out, my phone dies, and that's when she went. And that's the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. It was some form of lung cancer. Like the we she had a biopsy done and they compared it with like the national database and it was some form of lung cancer and it was incredibly aggressive. Like absolutely incredibly aggressive. She got the diagnosis in mid-July and it had spread pretty far then. And apparently, in the 3 weeks after her last X-rays and stuff, it spread to it turned into final stage and spread completely throughout. I'm sorry, Carla. I don't mean to make you cry. I know it's just it's rough. It's hard on you too. But you were a friend, and you deserve to know too. I'm just heartbroken. She was the one. And what's wild to think is I was single for 12 years before I met her. And when I met her, I wasn't I I, I wasn't actively seeking anyone. She's the one that asked me if if I was single, and she's the one that approached me. And to you've known her so long, Carlos, so you know who she was. To be the one that she chose, I'm forever indebted to her. I am. See, that's the thing, Carla, is I don't think that it came because the way it came back, no, she didn't have COVID. There was no COVID. There was no COVID exposure. No. No, there was no COVID exposure. Uh with the way it came back when they compared the the biopsy sample, it came back that it was some form of gallbladder cancer is what it said. And she had had her gallbladder removed like years ago. So it couldn't have been gallbladder cancer, and they were going to treat it as a lung cancer. And I believe she was supposed to start treatment this week, or no, next week. She was supposed to start treatment next week. It was just so aggressive, so aggressive. She never stood a chance. And it just it destroys me that it, it took her so fast. Carla, I hope and I understand that because it was so quiet. We were so quiet about it, and I believe that I know that that's how you felt, but I hope that when you seen the short that I made to let everybody know, I hope that you could see the pain in my eyes. A lot of my friends here in the community that Morbid and I were part of with the 1A, they were putting it out because they all knew, just they knew that there was no game there. They knew just how fucked up I was. That's funny. I know that She told me she had a crush on me for quite a while before she did them couple shots of Fireball that night that she asked me if I was single, and that's when it all started. I'm just me, and she accepted me for exactly who I am. Oh yeah, I was talking to her daughters about that. There was no control in her at all. Like there was no control in that woman at all. It was her way. It was she did what if she was determined to do it, she was going to do it. And there wasn't a damn person going to get in her way. That's one of the things I loved about her. I did everything I did for her. I just wanted to be right by her because she's who mattered to me. We were a team. We really were. We used to send that to each other. There were two hashtags we always sent each other when we'd send her our love yous, like when I had to go to work and during the day and stuff. She did up until the last 2 weeks. She did, but she had gotten to by the middle of August. She'd gotten to where she wasn't mobile and she couldn't get around, and then she couldn't she just couldn't. And I tried to be with her as much as I could. I did everything I could for her, and it just it wasn't enough. The pain's still there, Carla, and I know it's still there with you. And I'm so sorry that you lost your good friend. I am. Her daughters and her family have all told me they've all told me how appreciative they are of me for what my father for what we did for her. And there's healing in that, but at the same time I feel so bad. I'm trying. I've been eating, Carla. I've been getting sleep. I've been sleeping on the couch, but I have been getting some sleep and eating, and I've been trying to take care of myself. I am, and I want to get this out there to everybody. You guys do not have to worry about me doing anything stupid because, as I said earlier, I know that from Monday forward, from that morning forward, I have to be the best person I absolutely can. Carl or Carla, you did you did the greatest thing you could have ever done for her. You really did. That video was it was so perfect. It was. It really was. It was. Like it truly was. I've watched it probably a half dozen times now. She loved her cigarette. She loved her Newports. She did. But I don't think it came from smoking. I really don't. Not with where it seemed to have started and where it had spread from. I just know it's hard. And it's hard on all of us that knew her personally. She absolutely was not alone, Carla. She had me on one side of her and my father on the other side of her because the one thing that we both absolutely refused to do was let her be alone. I would have hated myself until the end of time if she would have passed without me there. And that's the truth. And I know my father felt the same way. We were just such a wonderful little family. We really were. She made me the happiest I have ever been in my life. It helps knowing she was so loved, knowing that she had so many people out there that loved and adored her like they did. And all the kind words that I've heard spoken about her over the past few days have just It's melted what little left of my heart there is. Because she was a wonderful woman. Oh, I know that she did, Carla. I know that she did. That woman loved everyone. She had such a huge heart. She did. She was the nicest person. Just hands down. That's why I posted those videos. That's what the whole time I was with her was like, up until the last week and a half. That was that was what it was. We laughed, we smiled, we joked, we just loved life together. And I was so blessed to have been able to have her. And I know how blessed I was. I had to be there for her, Carla. I had to. I was her man. Or I am. I hate using past tense. I am her man. Yes, I have friends that I've been talking to about this as well. It's just she didn't know a lot of them, and they didn't really know her. And the ones that she did know, they knew that she was sick, and they're devastated too. But the majority of my friends are the people that I talk to daily in the 1A community. There's no, there's no memorial. She did not want a memorial. She didn't want a memorial service. Her and like I said in that comment earlier today, her daughters and I have talked about it, and they're gonna see about possibly setting up a like online obituary where people can leave their comments and stuff. Leave their love and their respects. But we're still trying to get her taken care of at this time. One of those pictures that you put in there, Carla, is the picture that I've had as the lock screen on my phone since about a month after we got together. Not even, probably just a couple weeks. It's that picture of her in the red that's like an angled shot where she was sitting on our couch when she took that picture. And that's the picture that's the background on my phone and the lock screen on my phone. As far as I know, right at this moment, Carla, the video you put out, the videos I put out, those are the memorials for her. I did, Carla. I knew that. I knew that long before we even talked about getting together. I knew that. Yeah, so yeah, I knew that. I knew that from the get, and that never slowed me down. Never made me think twice. Never would have. Hello, Nika. But yeah, I knew of her history. She'd told me of her history. And I knew about it when I got with her, and that was just part of her. To be honest with you guys, I think I fell in love with her the first time I was ever on her panel. That first 4 hour stream, I really do. He's not taking it very well either, Harley. He's really not. I will definitely tell him and let him know. But I know that he is not taking it very well either, because when I was at work, they were together. They were at the house together, and she used to call him her partner in crime all the time, and he was her buddy. And like I couldn't even make a smart ass comment to my dad without her jumping on me about, you don't go after my buddy like that. Thank you, Nika. She really did, Carl or Carla. She really did. That that like that's why I posted those videos. I wanted people to see that smile, see that laugh, to know who she was, and to see the kind of love that we had. I'm just I'm devastated. I'm trying to heal through this. I just It's rough. It is so very hard. She was, Carla. There'll never be another one like her. There never will. Not with that fire and that heart. And just know, Carla, that I'm keeping you in my thoughts as well. I am, because I know you're hurting, and and I know there's a lot of other people out there that are hurting as well. And I think it just came as a shock to every last one of us. I know that when the ambulance came and got her, the last thing that was on my mind was that she wasn't coming back. Carla, she wasn't there. The last 2 days before she went to the hospital, she wasn't coherent. She wasn't, and it was that was why we were. That's why we that's why we called the ambulance to get her in. I thought it was, maybe the medication was just too strong, or there it was because I was having hell trying to get her to eat. And she was in so much pain, Carla, and she didn't deserve to suffer the way she did. And there was nothing anyone could do to help her. Like there wasn't, you know. And I thought I thought when the ambulance got her, I thought that she was probably going to be in the hospital for a couple days. They were going to get her, you know, get her protein back up and get her medicine straightened out. And she was going to come home in a few days. When I got told at 3:30 that morning that she wasn't going to make it, and the only thing they could do was comfort her to just do comfort care and let her pass, like I never saw it coming. I I I never saw that coming. And you're right, she was too young, and it's not fair. But the thing you have to remember, Carla, is she did suffer, and she's not suffering now. She doesn't have any of that pain, any of it. She's up there with that grandbaby that she lost, and her son that she lost years ago, and she's up there with her dad and her family. So so if you can take if you can console yourself with that, just try to remember that she's not suffering anymore. And I know it's sad, and I know that she did not deserve for it to end like it did. I already have, Carla. I already have. I don't know if they've commented on it or not, but I know that they've already seen it. The day that I seen it, I made sure that I sent the link directly to them. Because I've sent the links to the videos that I uploaded about her too. And her daughters. No, I love talking to them. I do, because I hear her in their voices. I can, I I hear her in their voices, and the way they hold themselves, and it's just, I know when I talk to her daughters, I know I'm talking to a piece of her. I loved her smile too, Carla. I really did. And when I watched that video, I I was doing pretty good. I was like, I mean, I was crying. I won't lie. I was crying. But when I saw that picture, that was the picture that was on a uh uh when I saw that picture that was taken on our couch, that was the picture that was my lock screens. That's the one that got me. Oh, I've been talking to him every day, Carla, and I sent him a text with the link to the short that I made, that to let everybody know, so they could see everything that was said there, and I sent him a link to your video because I wanted to make sure that they saw your video, because your video was just the most touching thing in the world. Like I really wish I could articulate just how much I appreciate that video that you made, Carla, because I could absolutely tell that that came from your heart. She did. She did, and she loved all her YouTube friends. She did. She had such a big heart, and she was such a wonderful person. And I thank you for coming here and talking to me, Carla. I really do. I know I'm not going to be able to have this stream up uh, much longer, though, because my phone's down to 8%. And we're trying to make sure that her youngest daughter and I are trying to figure out uh, how we can get access to the information, to like her password and her login information for her channel, so that we can make sure that somebody logs into it at least once a month, just so we can make sure that it stays up, because we want people to be able to see who she was. Uh the I think the video in the living room was taken in May. I know that they uh they were all taken quite a while back. They were. The hips, where she's talking about her friend that they bet to stand on the porch or the stairs with his pants down going hips, hips, hips. That video was taken in like February. That one wasn't taken but maybe a month after we got together. She wasn't, Carla. She wasn't. Her heart had stopped earlier in the night, and they had brought her back, but they had her where she was just she was not conscious at the end. She right right before she passed is when she opened her eyes. and looked me straight in the face. And it's when I watched, I told you how everything went down with the phone and it dying and trying like I lost it. I did. I can honestly say I completely and utterly lost it. I was an absolute wreck. And I know that she she I don't believe she was actually in pain when she went. I keep telling myself. I keep telling myself that. I really do. And I believe that the only reason she held on as long as she did was because she did not want her daughters to see her pass. And to have a will that strong is just unbelievably amazing. So she was hilarious. She was. But I'm gonna have to end the stream though, because my phone's down to 4% now. Thank you so very much for coming here and talking to me, Carla. And I hope I helped comfort you just a little bit as well, because you've helped comfort me. You guys have a good night and try to take care of yourselves too. I'm I'm moving, I'm still going. I'm hurt and I'm broken, but I'm still going and I have to keep going. I've got I've got her daughters and her grandbabies that I have to make sure are okay for her. And that's the only thing that's important to me right now is to make sure that everything is done right for her because she was loved and I know how much she was loved and I know how much she loved all of her friends and all of her acquaintances and she loved everyone and she had such a big heart and that's what I want people to remember the most about her is just how lovingly wonderful she was and how beautiful she was. But I'm gonna have to go, guys. You guys all have a good night and much, much love to every one of you. Every last one of you that's said something is some of the such wonderful things that I have had said to me. So everybody have a good night and I love you all.